Welcome to the first ever edition of Pod Watcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bergara.
I'm Shin Madej.
And I'm Stephen Lim.
And this is a podcast where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week. This week we dive into Halloween,
Juice,
and facial hair.
and whatever comes up. This is good. This is a cozy set for all you listeners out there who aren't watching the video version of this. There's a lovely little W logo above Shane's head. I'm just painting a picture for you. If you're watching this video, you're like, why are you telling me what I'm seeing? But, you know, some people may be listening to this on the way home from work or something like that, you know?
That's the whole point of podcasts, really.
I know. I cue them up.
Why'd
Why'd you make a little police siren?
Wait,
what? You went, wheel.
I'm curious when you guys listen to podcasts.
I listen to them when I'm on the way to work.
We're calling this Pod Watcher.
Pod Watcher.
Well, that's nice because
I probably can't do that, right?
You can do it.
I
It doesn't matter.
can?
It's a podcast. So what's this going to be, boys? Every week we're going to talk about topics.
I mean, we're gonna.
That's what a podcast is generally.
It's this podcast really is a place for us just to hang out, truly hang out. I know we kind of do that over on Watcher Weekly if you're a patron and you're listening to this, but this is even more kind of just unplugged.
I'm really looking forward to that, though, because I feel like over the past 4 years,
We don't get to talk.
we don't,
We
and
don't
I
get-
feel like I just talk about business with you guys.
That's true.
Yeah, look, I don't want to talk about business on this show at all.
No, never.
Never.
Well, maybe once in a blue
None.
moon. None? No, yeah, I think I was talking to Ryan about this, but before Watcher, we used to hang out a lot, actually,
Yeah.
and not talk about work at all, and then it flipped overnight. And I want to get back to a place where
Just chatting.
we're just chilling now. Yeah,
It's nice. It's nice. I love Pod Watcher, and I love what it's become.
Yeah, it is a place for us just to kind of talk about anything that's not work for the most part, just whatever's on our mind. Like Steven's.
Can I share a story about that? Actually,
Yes, please.
Well, maybe it might be too early for getting deep here, but I think it was like Ryan's wedding.
Yeah.
And he was like really stressed out about work. I mean, that was a very stressful time also.
Yeah.
He told me with tears in his eyes that should I share
Where is
it?
this
You
going?
could share this. You could share this
Where's
story.
this
You know what I'm
going?
saying?
I
You
know.
where I'm going with
I
it?
know exactly what you're talking
He was just
about.
like lamenting the fact that we had kind of lost our friendship over the years because we had just become business partners and not friends.
Yes.
And that conversation really stuck with me. And I
mean, honestly, though, like that conversation was about every time we saw each other, it was like about work and panic and keeping the business afloat.
also I don't know if you said this specifically, but my read on it was that when you looked at me in the face,
Yeah.
you saw a Watcher and all the stress of running a company.
That is true. You are the CEO of this company. So when I looked at you, I was like, well, it's time to work.
Time to stress.
Yeah. And I apologize. I mean, I don't know if
I don't think you need to apologize for that.
it was a tough road, but no, I think we're in a great place now. We don't need to talk about business.
We're not here to talk about business.
But yeah, I'm happy to get back into just chatting about nothing.
No, it's going to be great.
That's the last you'll hear of it.
The last you hear of business, I think
Yep.
that was not as much business. That was a pretty personal story right there.
About business.
Well, about how business had
This is
gotten
exactly the issue.
that's about
he
how
was like,
business.
I'm going to tell a personal story about our friendship.
About-
So Ryan gets stressed out about the company. That's what's happening.
It's about how business gets in the way of a friendship, though, because we started this company because we were friends. Heavy emphasis on were.
Whoa.
Shane.
I almost think we should list the topics at the end of the show just to see like what we land on. Because I listed my top. I have a short list. I said juice.
Are you suggesting we do the intro?
Look at my topics.
What else is
He's
on
got.
there?
Oh, this is a good tease. We got juice, weather. Also, I like that the list.
Weather.
I like the header of this list. It just says topics. Juice, weather, video game. Just
Oh!
one, just singular video
What,
game.
Fortnite?
And
No.
pumpkins.
Starfield. Maybe we'll talk about tickling this episode.
I'm not ticklish, so
I'm very ticklish.
where?
All over.
Really? I mean, you can't tell somebody that you're ticklish without
Yeah,
it kind of being.
wow.
Are you going to coochie coo me? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not gonna coochie coochie.
Thank you.
That actually made me not want to tickle you.
When do you think the last time someone actually tickled someone and said coochie coochie?
How about
coo"?
this? All of us go home to our wives tonight and coochie coo them, and I'll report back on the next
Let's
pod
see how that
about
goes.
how that went. And I predict Mari will be mortified because Mari, much like the head of development here at Watcher, Katie LeBlanc, hates, and I mean hates, baby talk. Like any kind of like, ooh, I got a little swatch. That will make her crawl out of her skin faster than anything. Gives her the ick, as they say.
I love it. I think it's very funny.
I think it's hilarious.
So,
but
actually, now that I think of it, I've heard Ryan do a funny baby voice a lot. I've never heard Steven do one.
Yeah, I do it sometimes. I like to annoy Katie as well.
I think it's funny that the first time we'll see Stephen Lim do a baby voice on camera, it's when he has a mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you want me to say?
I got a real red bike for Christmas.
Say what's wrong, Katie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is for you, Katie.
What's wrong, Katie? Did I do a boo-boo?
This is a good podcast strategy, right? To appeal to one listener that's within our own company.
Who has the power to cancel? Katie, what's wrong? Did I do a little boo-boo? Oh my gosh, she's gonna murder me.
We gotta send that clip to her on Slack.
Yeah.
Oh boy, does that AC feel good on my thighs.
And it's silent.
You can't just...
Holy shit, listener. It feels so fucking good.
I never wear shorts to work. I don't.
Maybe you should start. You didn't really wear shorts in general until I think maybe last.
No,
at least,
I'm a shorts man. I
you
never wear them to work.
Yeah. Why is that? You need your calves covered to
It's weird.
maintain your professionalism?
There's something weird. I just don't like to wear. I feel very comfortable in like jeans.
Juice, though.
We're starting with juice?
I want to start with juice.
I'll start with juice.
I didn't really think this one through.
Great.
I'm drinking juice right now. Green juice. Do you guys like This is why maybe we should pivot. We could talk about the weather. How about that?
Yeah, let's go with the weather. I'm actually going to Lake Havasu this weekend just to lay on a lake and soak in one last bit of summer.
What's Havasu like?
It's trashy.
Okay.
But I will say that it accomplishes what I want it to, which is like we'll go out on a boat and just kind of lounge, read a book, do some tubing, some wakeboarding. I love wakeboarding.
Where is it?
It's Arizona. It's like right on the border of Arizona, right near Needles, actually. So it's about a 5-hour drive from LA. I'm actually going tonight. I'm going to eat at Culver's.
Nice.
And look, we'll see if it still sucks balls.
That's a bad opinion. Culver's is, it's pretty good.
It is one thing that frustrates the hell out of me is how Ryan has an opinion on something and will just...
I'm sorry, I have opinions.
No,
He
but
used to say the exact same thing about Shake Shack, and then earlier this week
and
he was
I
like,
apologize.
our office is pretty close to a
wait a
Shake Shack.
second.
We could
I'm
go
not
there
going to let
get
you
a
do this
burger.
because I will say...
And then he took a bite of one. He was like, oh,
that's not
fucking
true.
shit.
That
You're
is
so
not
fucking
true.
Good.
What I will say is that I got caught up in the In-N-Out versus Shake Shack debate in the past.
You're caught up on so many of these debates.
And then I have recently said Shake Shack is actually quite good. I still put it at number 2, but I still think it's a very good burger.
This is why I take issue when on Top 5 Beatdown, one of the award-winning shows on Watcher Entertainment.
Yeah, definitely. Don't check the stats on that.
Don't look up the awards.
It's award-winning.
There's a lot of them. There's too many for even you to look up.
No.
But I take such issue. I don't like ranking things.
I love ranking
I
things.
think it's
I think
so,
it's very funny. It gets
it's so
people upset.
beside the point, That's why I like when that show is more asinine in its topics.
I think if I had to rank this opinion that you have right now,
I know
it would be
this
bottom
is what
barrel.
You're obsessed
It'd
with
be a
this.
bottom barrel
I
opinion.
like to talk about things on their own merits. You don't always have to compare them to other things.
But I will say this in terms of Culver's, I am not caught up in ranking it against anything. I just think it's a bad burger.
It's a good burger.
I think it tastes like shit.
It tastes like shit.
It tastes like a burger.
It was dry. Maybe I had a bad batch. I've only had it once, and I'm going to try it again.
I don't know.
Tonight, actually. I'm having Culver's. So I will
take a video.
I'll report back on the next pod if Culver's was bad.
And tell us that it actually tastes like shit. If it tastes like shit, I want you to walk up to the person at the counter and say, "Hey, just tried your burger. It tastes like shit."
Well, nobody actually.
I want you. If it
tastes like
no. If it
shit.
tastes like shit, I want you to go to the counter and tell them you want your money back because it tastes like shit.
I could tell them it's very bad, but then it's going to be like,
get your money back.
They're not the people that are responsible for why Culver's tastes like shit. Culver's is.
You ask for your money back after one bite.
Well, we usually take it back to whatever place we're staying at, and then we eat it there. That's how I did it last time. And I will say that I do have a history of trying bad batches of things. And I could tell you that for a fact. I had Whataburger for the first time in Austin, Texas about a year and a half ago. And we all were like, this is pretty bad, right? I don't know why people lose their mind over this. And we were like, that's strange because people swear it's as good as an In-N-Out burger. And I thought maybe we're just doing that thing where we're comparing this unfairly to In-N-Out. The next morning, I went on a walk through the neighborhood, and I
To
passed.
just think about it? Oh,
No,
I
just
thought you were like, I was thinking
no, I was
about
so
my burgers.
steaming about it. No, I just went on
I
a walk.
had to take a.
I was walking, and we walked by the Whataburger, and they were taking down the sign from Whataburger. It was closed. They were closing it for good, and I
So it was
confirmed
bad burgers.
because it was a bad
Oh.
restaurant, like version of
Your
that.
influence.
And so, no, I just think I literally
Yeah.
think we got because we ordered this at I want to say 3:00 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
or it was very late. Whenever I don't know when they closed, whatever it was, we got there just before they closed. We
So
paid.
it was their last night.
It was their last night. There was a guy in a pickup truck. We paid him $5 to let us sit in the bed of his pickup truck, so
Well,
he could,
you got to lead with that.
so that we could drive through the drive-through because they won't serve you unless you're in a car.
Yeah.
And so we were like, "Hey, can we just sit in your pickup truck?" And he was like, "Yeah, buddy."
Wow.
You asked a stranger to sit in their car
Yeah.
to order drive-through?
There were 6 of us,
It's like something you'd do in the 70s before getting.
but we did
murdered.
do
Yeah.
it. One of my friends fell asleep.
In the truck. Did you remember to wake him up? Or
We
is he
did.
Gone.
The conditions of you trying this burger are already getting worse and worse.
So it was Jesus Christ. What are you gonna hock a loogie?
This is juice.
You
That's
sounded
why I
like
did it at the beginning
It's
of
the
the show.
juice I'm drinking.
you sounded like Ace Ventura.
I know. That's why. I leaned back. I had a cold last week, and I've just been phlegmy ever since then.
But real quick, by the way, on the Whataburger thing.
Yes, the Whataburger.
I will give In-N-Out credit because no matter what In-N-Out you go to
This
in
is
the country,
exactly right.
Yeah.
it'll
Exactly
be
right.
amazing.
And
But-
I say the same about Shake Shack.
Shake Shack,
Quality across
no,
the board.
they're pretty consistent.
Quality across the
consistent,
board.
but it's not like In-N-Out quality is like pristine across the board.
That's true.
Shake
Yeah.
Shack is maybe one tier below that. And
I
then
agree with that.
Whataburger, sometimes you get what you get.
Wait, so I just want to get this straight. So Whataburger, you
Closed.
went there at 3 a.m. the night before
Yes.
they shut it down.
And the next morning they were taking it apart.
So it wasn't even necessarily that they were shutting it down because it was bad, but also that combined with you were there on the night where nobody gave a shit.
Exactly.
Is that the sort of takeaway?
Or it was actually bad, and that's why they closed it. There's got to be a reason why they closed it, because recently we went to Austin for the Ghost Files tour, which, by the way, you can buy tickets for if you still haven't.
That's right.
I don't know if that's yeah. By the time this podcast comes
There'll
out,
still be some
there'll
shows.
still be some tickets left. Hopefully,
Hopefully not.
well, hopefully not. You're right.
Well, there will.
Well,
be.
hopefully for them though, because then they could be like, "Oh, go buy them right now." But we were
if there's no tickets left, fly to Las Vegas.
no, actually, that's filling up slowly.
That is
That
Slowly
one,
but
yeah,
surely.
that one's actually getting close.
We're playing the Luxor.
Yeah, we're playing. We had to fight the Blue Man Group hand-to-hand combat style just so we could get the stage time. But I will say that I went to Austin recently for the Ghost Files tour, and I purposefully had my buddy who picked us up from the hotel drive past that Whataburger, and it wasn't there. So I confirmed it is no longer there. It was a bad batch. The whole point of me telling that story is it's possible that I had a bad Culver's batch. So I'm excited to try Culver's tonight. I am going to go in with an open mind, and maybe
You
I'll
should get
try
high
the.
as hell beforehand.
Well, that's a given.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think we're doing here? We're in Havasu.
You're in Havasu, brother.
Ooh, maybe that's what we should do on this pod.
What?
I get high for the second time with you guys here.
Oh my
For the
God,
second time?
dude, please.
yeah.
Wait, what was the first time?
Exactly.
Well, maybe I'll share that story
Wait,
the
what do you-
first time
So you didn't he
before
hasn't
we
told
get
you this?
high on this podcast.
Steven got high, and
Oh,
I
don't
was.
tell the story.
I was
Oh!
I think I told you.
getting emotional thinking about it.
I thought we were friends.
I was furious. I told Steven, the time you get high, I want to be there, and I was not there.
And
And that's why we started this podcast.
In the way that a parent wants to be there for your high school.
No, I wanted to
graduation.
be there to laugh and
Of
have
course,
fun.
yes, but proud too.
No,
Yeah.
I also had the first time I got high, I was like, I think 22 or 23. And most of my friends and people around me in college were like, they were toking it, bro. And I was not into it. And they always said, the first time you get high, I better be there then. And so the first night I did get high, I kept my part of the bargain. And everyone who told me that,
Okay.
they were there.
They
were
were
all
there.
sitting, we
Let
were
me
sitting in a
defend
circle
myself.
in a garage like we were in group therapy. And they watched me smoke and not get high. which
That
was
sounds
unbelievable.
horrible, though.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad. I felt like I fucked up, like I had like performance anxiety or something. But the second time I got high, my guard was down, and I didn't think I was gonna get high, just like the first time. And I got so high that I begged my girlfriend at the time to watch me as I slept because I thought I was gonna die in my sleep. I begged her with tears
What's she
in my
gonna
eyes.
do?
Funny.
I told her like every now and then just check my pulse,
CPR.
and I'm freaking out. It was a gravity bong.
Oh, I've never done one of those.
I had not since because I've been scarred from the
Doesn't
experience.
sound like a good time.
So, okay, so I've only done it once before, and yeah, I'll share that story later. And I'm sorry that you weren't. I'll apologize publicly here.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry you weren't
Thank you.
there.
Apology accepted.
I did it because I wanted a safe space to do it.
Ryan's not safe.
In terms
You
of
needed a practice round.
Yeah, I needed a.
I actually accept that.
But I have a question about. Can we talk about this? I feel like I was too stressed for it to like have a good effect on. Like, is there like a window? Like, if you're above that stress level, it's actually bad.
I agree. I think there is.
I think I was. But is that because I think when I do it next, I want to make sure I'm actually a little less heightened in my stress.
I personally do not smoke any weed or really drink at all when I'm particularly in an anxious or stressed out, sad state of mind, because for me, both of those just enhance that.
It makes it
feeling.
worse, right? Yeah, it's me.
Particularly weed.
I'm glad to hear that because
But if you're like in a giggly mood like we are right now, oh my God, weed is so amazing. It's so funny.
It's a funny thing to do, and also if you don't do it, that's fine too.
Yeah, that's fine.
I remember the it's fun because I can go back and know the exact day that I first tried weed because it was the 3rd season premiere of Lost.
Oh yeah, you told me this story.
Also, you have the exact date in the calendar.
I think it was season 3.
Wow.
Maybe it was season 2.
I do love how this is morphed into the first time we got high, like,
well,
which is always a great fun story. I actually think my favorite brand of this story is the first time I got too high. Those are always so funny after the fact, but never funny in the moment.
and we'll get you there, Steve.
Mine were one and the same though.
What
Very
happened?
little.
What if you're comfortable saying what happened?
Oh no, I am comfortable. I want people to listen to this podcast. You know.
No, I want to hear the story.
No. It's for. I want to share it before we hit up the stuff later, and in a future episode.
Hit up the stuff.
Someone's been
Clearly-
teaching him before we honk that sweet bobo.
Clearly, I've never done this before.
Well, that's enough about weather. Ryan, you want to talk about Halloween?
When does Halloween officially start for you?
For me, September 1st.
Yeah.
Huh.
September 1st. I put out my Halloween decorations September 6th because I was late this year. Now, this is funny because this is kind of me in a nutshell. A while ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe, Mario was like, you know, it'd be a good idea if we made our Halloween decorations Nightmare Before Christmas. That way we could leave them up through Christmas. And I,
No.
last week was like driving and I saw that big Jack Skellington animatronic that they have at Home Depot. And I was like, you know, it'd be a good idea if we made Nightmare Before Christmas our decorations because then it could go through Christmas. And she was like, I said that 2 weeks ago and you said it was stupid.
I can't get down with that.
I know, and I think it would be tacky, mainly just because it would be only one film.
I only like to watch that movie on the cusp, right around Halloween, maybe even like midnight on end of Halloween, because it feels like closing. It's like the last bit of spookiness I want.
Yeah,
and it's also just enough Christmas, but I don't want that spookiness infringing upon my jolly time.
and that's a shame, and that's weird because anybody who
It's not.
Well, anybody who watched Food Files would know that Thanksgiving's actually your favorite holiday.
No.
And
And that's solely because of the food. Understand? It's not my favorite holiday. I said I like Thanksgiving food. Ryan just keeps trying to cancel my ass.
It's a good strategy, right? Get your co-host and friend canceled. I actually was going to ask you, because it feels like there are two types of people. There are people who watch Nightmare Before Christmas during Halloween season, and there are people who watch it during Christmas season. And I feel that it is much more a Christmas film, in my opinion.
No, that's the thing. I'm like right dead center. I don't want it too close to Christmas, and I don't want it like before Halloween. I usually watch it like the night of Halloween when I'm like, all right, Halloween is basically over.
But you do then agree by that metric that it's closer to Halloween than it is to Christmas in terms of like what it's selling.
No,
But you watch it on Halloween.
just because I don't want it too close to Christmas, but I also don't want it to I don't want to think about Christmas during Halloween.
But then you see what I'm saying, right?
I've never seen the film, so I can't really chime in here.
Well, this is
But-
also the same reason why I don't like that they put it up for Halloween at Disneyland
It's
for the
silly.
Haunted Mansion. Because
Yeah.
I want spooky Haunted Mansion on
Yeah.
Halloween season. I don't want Nightmare Before Christmas. I get why they do it.
I
because
agree
then
with
they
that
could,
sentiment.
well, because then they could have it run from September all the way to December, and they don't have to like close the attraction down.
I'll tell you what, I'm primed this year for the holidays. I think maybe it was just because I was so focused on our wedding for a long time,
Oh yeah,
which turned out great. We had a wonderful time. And then as soon as it was over, Sarah and I
It was a
were
good
like,
wedding.
It's time
It's a great wedding.
for pumpkins.
it's fun. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. I think it's one of the only one that could compete with it in my mind is Christmas. In
Sure.
terms of the bang it delivers to you as a child and an adult.
Well, it sounds like you had some pretty weird Christmases.
Very good. Very good. Are you proud of yourself? Are you happy?
Yeah, no, Christmas kicks ass.
Well, because Christmas you get presents and it's amazing as a kid, and you're like, wow, this is great. And then as an adult, you get to like decorate. There's like a cheery mood, and then you get to give presents. So there's like a fun to that. Where at Halloween, you have trick or treating, which fucking rules.
Yeah.
And then as an adult, you have Halloween parties, you have Halloween events like Not Scary Farm or Halloween Horror Nights, and you get scary movies around the clock. I think because of that reason, I have Halloween a little higher than Christmas, just because the bang it delivers as an adult is better, if not comparable, to the trick or treating craze.
Halloween is?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I'd put.
It's longer. There's more to do through the Halloween season than there is
Well,
the
but
Christmas
also
season.
Southern California Christmas.
I could see that.
That's
It's a little lacking. It's fun for me because I go home to Illinois and I see all my Illinois pals. You know.
Yeah, and I think that's also maybe plays into it because like the Christmas season feels more ever present throughout the month of December, probably in a place that gets snow.
Oh, for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
Whereas like in SoCal, that's not there. But in SoCal, we go hard on Halloween. Like,
Oh, for sure.
like we go hard all month. There's events. Shane and I are going to watch a movie in a cemetery.
And
It's gonna be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Our favorite movie, Halloween.
Yeah, which is a great one to watch around Halloween.
It's the best. It's still number one for me.
Sarah and I were in South Pasadena.
John Carpenter's Halloween, by the way, not
Rob
Rob
Zombie.
Zombies.
If you needed clarification.
No disrespect. It's
Sarah
just-
and I, around 4th of July, we didn't have any plans. So we just, a lot of our friends were out of town. And we didn't like plan a lot of trips this year because of the wedding.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we don't have any 4th of July plans. Let's just go to South Pasadena and see some fireworks there because they had them at like a high school. And we were just walking around. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. The Myers house is right around the corner.
I've never been. Mari and I are going to go this season.
Oh, nice. Because the Myers house is out there, and then the Strode house is also somewhat close, I think.
The Myers house, did you go in the museum?
No. Oh, right next to it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. What do they have in there?
I don't know.
I don't
wanna
know
go, though.
if it's a specifically Halloween museum. It just seemed like it was like, oh, a museum of spooky antiquities. It was like a little
Oh,
shed.
man. Do you know what that would make an amazing episode of? Weird Wonderful World.
Mm.
No. Do you guys have any Halloween traditions that you do every year? Because I have a bunch.
I watch scary movies and
Any in particular or just scary movies?
there's some go-tos, like some staples. I usually watch Halloween every year, obviously.
Me too.
And I sometimes the past few years I've tried to like hit a new
Series?
franchise.
Yeah, you've done this really
Mm.
fun thing where he marathons franchises.
Yeah,
Like you did what? You did all the Friday the 13th
I watched
last
all the
year.
Fridays a couple years ago, and then
Halloween's before that, I think.
I did do all the Halloweens because there were like 2 or 3 of the middle Halloweens.
Some blind spots, yeah.
but they're all so fun.
They're fun.
And then I did the Nightmares because I also hadn't seen all of those. What do
Yeah.
you do for Halloween? Do you dress up your dogs?
I mean, can I speak for the people who don't really care for Halloween here?
That's fair.
I which I feel bad because
Is it
I
too
work
scary?
for Watcher.
Too scary?
You know.
I'm too scared, dude.
Well, I just don't really get off on. I could word that better, but I'm not. Get off on like scares. Like I just
Guy's the fucking Zodiac.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't like
fair.
getting scared.
That's fair.
And then I'm a pretty horrible person though, because
What the fuck?
I didn't even give out candy last Halloween.
Oh
fine.
my god, you're like the Ebenezer Scrooge of Halloween.
I really am, and it's not. Well, it's not that I like dislike it. It's just that I don't care.
You're gonna get
You
egged.
know.
You're gonna get egg.
But this year, we are gonna be doing Halloween candy.
Full bars?
No decorations.
What you're telling me then is not only did you grow a mustache, but your heart also grew over the past year.
I think so.
And I
Well,
think that's
over the past few years, I don't know. I'm so practical of a person that like scares don't make sense to me. Halloween in itself, it's like
I think Halloween's a good time for people to give in to one of the most natural human instincts, which is to be afraid.
you know. I just realized
What, bro?
the reason why I don't care for Halloween is because I wasn't allowed to trick or treat as a kid.
I think that might be it.
That's probably why I don't get the joy of it.
Well, when we were trick-or-treating, our neighborhood also liked Halloween. When I was in high school, would build mazes in our front yard out of PVC pipes and curtains. And every year it got bigger and bigger. And the last year before I went to college, it was so big that the line outside of the maze to get into the maze was so long that the police came to put up barricades so that they could control the crowd. And I was like, this is amazing. And I was a slider. You know what that is, Steven?
Slider.
No.
You have a knee pads on your knees and metal on your hands so that you could slide on the ground and shoot sparks out and scare people.
Oh my gosh! Not even for like business reasons, but it sounds like you guys need to create your own home haunt.
Or create our own maze.
Create your
Yeah,
own maze.
create our own
Like
maze.
create your own. Like it's in you. You want to do it. You want to please
I've-
the
The
maze is
people.
in us.
It the
It is.
files are in the computer.
It's in your head.
Other traditions we have, we always watch Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments. It's a
Find
program
it
that
on YouTube.
it's a program that you could find on YouTube, the full 3.5 hour special without commercials.
Oh.
And it's basically Bravo does these weird things every now and then. Where they'll be like, these are the top 10 moments in pop music in the 2000s. They do those kind of things. They did a version of that for Halloween, and it just bangs harder than it has any right to. They have talking heads where of all the greatest minds in horror. I mean, we're talking George Romero, Stephen King, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Tom Savini, like all these like big shots in horror cinema. And they basically just have them talk about the scariest movie moment in every scary movie of all time. And they count down from 100 all the way to 1. It's incredibly well done. And it is, all my friends now watch it every year. And some of them,
It's all on YouTube, right?
all on YouTube. And we'll come and we'll have a watch party. And we'll make popcorn and we'll watch it down in installments. So that's something we'll do. We'll decorate the house. We'll go to a pumpkin patch.
Yeah,
We'll
I think
Wow.
we've exhausted.
Oh, dude. We'll go to Halloween Horror Nights.
You're losing your mind. over
And we'll go.
so we'll do that.
And then we'll go,
We do watch scary movies.
and then we'll go to Not
We go to
Scary
Pumpkin
Farm.
Patch.
I'm
I
living.
was like, we've been talking about Halloween for a long
Oh,
time.
dude, don't get me started on it. That's,
And we're not even there yet.
people need Halloween.
But yes, get
It's
ready,
true.
everybody.
It's true.
We hope you're in the Halloween spirit.
It's going to be great.
But we have to talk about Steven's facial hair.
That's true.
It's
We
time
must
to move on.
If we have to move on from Halloween, we will.
Facial hair.
Can we have a big chime that plays before we announce every topic?
Yeah. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
Moving on.
yeah.
What if we had like a little witch cackle?
No.
Oh,
Like-
please no. This is not. Are You scared?
no.
What about this?
So Steven, that's
Well-
Ryan's laugh that makes me laugh every
You know
single
who
time.
hates that?
Mari.
Mari.
Sometimes we'll start a take for a show, and Ryan will just do the softest possible version of that.
I only do that because it makes him laugh so
It
much,
cracks
and
me
it
up.
really upsets everyone else.
Okay, Steven, you're trying some new stuff.
You have hair on your face.
Well, so when Ryan asked me what I want to talk about on this podcast, I said Suits. And
the show
The
Suits.
show
the show
Suits.
Suits, but then neither of them have watched it. I'm in the middle of binging it for the second time in my life.
You're in a
The
binge
second
era.
time
I watched Suits when it came
when it was
out,
on.
and I watched it like religiously.
You're a Suits head.
Listeners, you don't understand this, but Steven is in a new era in many ways. When I first met Steven, he was not a TV or movie guy.
I've always been kind of a TV guy,
Yeah,
not
but-
as much as I am now,
but not a binge guy. Like you've been on a binge tear. I remember last
You
year you
watched all
binged
Succession?
all of the Marvel films.
You did all Marvel,
did
then
that.
you did all
Well,
Succession.
that was because my friend became a Marvel head, so I had to.
By Marvel head.
You mean in the film?
I mean,
as
he
the
became
superhero?
a Marvel, superhero. Yeah,
he's really into Marvel lately.
Oh, really? Does he like the films? He's Shang-Chi. Oh, that's a little different. I
Yeah,
feel
so
like you
that helped
set me
motivate
up for
that.
failure here.
Actually, it's really funny when he told me he got the role for Shang-Chi. I was like, cool, man. Sweet.
Hope that works out for you.
And then later on, people were like, no, he's like the lead. I was like, what does that mean? Last thing I'll say about Suits. The thing that they nail is the chemistry between all of the different characters.
I thought you were going to say the Suits.
Would you say it's a perfectly tailored show?
But the
Come
the dialogue and the writing isn't that great, and the you know
They
Sweet.
nail the chemistry. The writing's terrible.
and
Like
the
Riverdale-
the
like
casting was
Riverdale.
really good. I mean, Meghan Markle.
Do they have good chemistry on Riverdale?
I'm sure they do. They have a bajillion seasons. They're all very hot. I know that.
It's over now.
That's
Did
what
you
people
find?
say.
Did
That's
you
what
hear?
people say about Ghost Files.
Did you
Like,
hear
the
about-
writing's bad, but the chemistry is amazing, and they're very hot.
Did you hear about the twist in the finale?
No.
I don't know how it.
Of Riverdale.
I don't know what the relationships are on that show, but
Oh yeah, there's like a thruple situation.
no, it's
right?
not a throuple. I think it's a quad. It's a quad.
It's a quad. They're
All
all.
four of them are in a relationship.
They probably
Quad
just
pod?
read Tumblr and saw like everyone wants to see all these characters bang each other.
I think
So
people
let's
have
let them
said
bang.
that's what Riverdale did best. Was just like
Let them bang.
just feeding into like fan desires.
That's fair.
But I can't speak to that because I haven't watched. I remember when it first came out, I was like, I want to watch this. It sounds cool, like Riverdale via sort of a Lynchian.
I
kinda
like that.
spooky. And then I watched like 2 episodes. I was like, I can't deal with this. What?
Just fingering your.
Your
don't-
jacket hole?
what?
Jacket hole?
You have a jacket hole.
No.
Ride it hard, put it back wet.
But anyway, we're here to talk about facial hair
What's
because
that?
we all have
That's
facial hair.
horse terminology.
Oh, thank God.
They sweat. Talk about your
Horses-
facial
wait,
hair.
What?
Yeah, horses sweat, dude.
I've never seen a horse sweat.
Well,
How do you know that?
Because of the expression "ride it hard and put it back wet." That's referring to horse sweat.
This is like your other expression that you said where it was met by a bunch of vacant stares when you were like, God willing, in the creek don't rise.
Yeah, that's another thing that.
Do you
people
just have
say.
a book of old timey sayings?
No. Yeah, it's called my brain.
Nice.
So back to facial hair.
Yeah. So what happened is
What happened?
because I've never grown this out in my life.
Yeah.
You started this with like the tenor of like a YouTube apology video. So what happened? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I got sick for a week, and I just was so sick I couldn't shave and whatever. I was like, and then I got better, and it started to grow out. I was like, oh shoot, it's like really long. I gotta shave it.
Did you catch yourself in the mirror like, hello?
And then I looked at it, and I was like, okay, definitely gotta get rid of this. But then Tammy was like, stop, don't shave it. Let's just see what happens. It's like, oh, Tammy, I didn't realize you were into that. And so I've been growing it out. And
Oh, Tammy.
it was motivated by
Didn't realize
Tammy.
You were into that.
And then I think she's now lessened to it as it's grown longer.
Yeah.
And I've become more into it.
You know, it's kind of Doc
think it works
Holliday
for you.
like. I actually looked
Yeah,
it up.
big time.
Look, here's Doc Holliday's.
Well, here's the
facial.
thing. Guys like it a lot more than
Except he doesn't
Girls
have the
do.
he doesn't have the chin, but like the mustache itself, kind of Doc
maybe,
Holiday.
maybe I'll do that because I
Get
don't
rid
know
of the
what to
chin?
do.
I would-
You know, I want to shape it. I don't. Here's the other problem. Like this
Well-
is all the hair I have.
Well, listener, also for the
I don't have-
listeners,
Listener,
I don't
we
have
have to describe what it looks like because it's a mustache. There is what I believe is called a soul patch
Little soul
under his
patch?
bottom lip,
And
and then there is is that a chin strap? Is that what you
it's
would call
not a
that?
chin strap. Chin strap goes all the way around.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
I
It's
have the
just
full
the
strap.
hair on the chin. It's kind of like the goatee, missing the
without the
side connectors.
Yes.
whatever
which
you call
I don't
those.
even have like side connectors.
I think you do.
Do
I'm
I?
saying I have them too.
I mean, I guess it could. I don't have a mustache that goes like all the way down though.
you know what the best thing about having facial hair is?
What?
When you have like
I
the
love.
full like face thing is you could if you decide to shave, you could start shaving off portions of it to make your
You do funnies.
you could make yourself look like Tony
Oh,
Stark. You could
yeah.
do a goatee.
You could have sideburns for a little
I
bit.
haven't done that yet. That sounds fun.
It's fun.
But here's the thing: is once I shave it off, it's gonna take like 2 months to grow back again. So I can't do it.
I think the hair does a good job of shaping your face though.
It does.
Mario once told me that
Oh boy.
facial hair for men is basically makeup, and I've never been able to unhear it, but it is.
Huh.
Because it actually makes like if you keep it like a stubble, it shapes your face in a way that's more defined.
It's
a good-
contouring.
It's contouring. It's a good thing you're doing here,
Interesting.
Stephen. I enjoy it.
Right now, I'm growing out my facial hair so I could bring my mustache back because I miss it. I got rid of it for the wedding.
Yeah,
I
wonder
love
why.
I love having a mustache. I really do.
That's interesting.
How does
Sarah love that you?
Yeah,
have a
can we
mustache?
ask that? How do
She
the
likes my
partners
mustache.
feel?
Yeah, she likes the look of a mustache.
Okay.
Do you care? If I will say this, if Mari does not like something that I'm doing with my fashion sense or my facial hair, it does influence my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Because they're the one who has. She's the one who has to look at me.
Exactly.
I don't care as much.
Well, and that's why
about what I look like.
Before we recorded this podcast this morning, I woke Tammy up. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go record this thing."
You were on the couch,
and I put her on the spot. I was like, "Be completely honest with me. What do you think?"
I'm just laughing at the fact of you shaking your wife up from asleep, going, "What do you think about my mustache? What do you think about
That
it?"
was exactly it. And she told me the PC answer, which was that she could go either way, but I forced it out of her. I was like, "Okay, if you could have one or the other, no mustache or mustache for the rest of your life, which one would it be?"
That's intense.
And she said she leans slightly toward having facial hair because it's a bit edgier, and she's into the edgier look.
Has she started to complain about?
You didn't know she was into that.
I did not know. I didn't know. I was
Tammy.
thinking,
Didn't know you were into that. Did she start to complain about
She was into
the prickliness?
You know what she told me recently? Actually, she had the hots for Edward Scissorhands. I was like,
Wait,
what?
what? Wait,
like,
what did
what
she? I missed that. What did she say?
I need to make sure I get this correct. But if it's not correct, we'll cut it out.
What
but
did she say?
She had the hots for. I was like, oh,
She had the hots for Edward Scissorhands.
Any characters that you? And she's like, yeah, the edgy ones, like Edward Scissorhands. And then she went back
very
and looked
edgy.
at it.
Have you
Very
seen?
sharp edges.
Did you see signs of that before she said that? Did she like last week go, "Hey
No.
Steven, do me a favor? Can you hold these scissors?"
But she likes like the darker,
And
like
I would love
like,
it if
Can you hold a scissor on the other hand too?
I would love it if slowly
biting her
over
lip.
the next few months, Steven's look just slowly transforms into Edward Scissorhands. He just starts to get very
Wait, I
pale,
don't even know what it looks like.
long black wavy hair,
Scissors.
a lot of really tight leather. Yeah, Tammy says this looked good on me.
Yeah.
He's never seen Edward Scissorhands, so he doesn't know that it's happening.
Has she?
What?
Wait, did you not know what he looked like?
I haven't seen.
He looks like a scarecrow.
Wait, no,
kinda.
I think, and then I think when she googled it, she was like, "Wait, maybe not this far." But
You know who she was probably thinking of? Donnie Darko.
No.
People confuse those all the time.
Who?
They're similar vibe,
don't
He's just
know.
a boy.
but he's dark.
But there's like
He's got a dark vibe.
This is a reference to K-pop. I don't know if you guys are into K-pop at all, but
No,
there's
my
like
brother is.
there's like the darker, edgier people, and there's like the boyish ones, and she's into like the darker K-pop figures.
Gotcha,
The ones that are like
gotcha.
more makeup and edgier. I don't know.
So like you and your K-pop video.
Yeah, have you ever shown her that?
No, I was more clean cut in that one. Just
But you
like-
had you had eyeshadow.
You
on.
had a dark vibe.
I think so.
Oh.
You had an edge
yeah,
to you.
maybe like that then.
I remember, I think I was on a trip at some point when that happened. And they were like, look at Steven's new look. And I was like, holy cow.
And honestly, that was a nexus point in your
It
life.
was. You
like,
changed.
I think your fashion sense and everything improved.
You
from
gained
that
so
moment
much
on.
confidence in that
Changed my
moment.
life.
It's a good video. If you haven't
Good
watched
video.
it, I recommend watching that video. It's a good video. Has Tammy complained about your facial hair poking her face
Well,
when you guys
here's-
smooch?
She doesn't care about that. What she cares about is like, even though she likes facial hair, she wants it to get fixed. Like something's wrong with this. She's like, I don't know what you should do, but it's like
but you must do something.
something has to.
Folks,
Something must be done. Well, this has been really.
Yeah, we're burning the midnight oil here on this podcast.
But I think we're off to on Pod Watcher. This is what it's all about.
It's a great
We've
start.
it was too much fun. We needed to stop ourselves, right? Like not from recording further, but for this particular episode,
Absolutely.
we need to stop recording.
Is there any last bits of business that we need to?
No business.
No, you're right. No business. Any announcements though?
Oh, any announcements? Ghost Files Live is still going. At the time of this recording, I believe there are tickets for the second Los Angeles show, and I think there is also some in Vegas. Yeah, there should be.
We're excited to hit that second leg of the tour.
It's going to be
fun.
great.
We're out there right now.
I'll-
If you're hearing this, we are out there in America.
Yeah, go check it out if you haven't. It's a fun time.
I'll be at a few of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
It's going to be
Yeah.
great.
A few?
Ah,
Are you gonna do a few?
I want to go to the Vegas one.
Oh,
yes,
dude,
yes,
hell
yes.
yeah!
I mean, come
it's
on.
gonna be so
The
much
Vegas
fun.
one is gonna be a blowout, man.
I can't wait. It's the last show of the tour too.
Yeah,
which
so
is
we're gonna go
amazing.
nuts. I've got so many people coming to Vegas.
Me
just
too.
For fun.
Me too. And then other than that, keep watching Ghost Files or Ghost Files Debrief coming out on Fridays. And also, last thing here, we have another podcast at this company called For Your Amusement. It's a theme park podcast hosted by myself and my buddy Byron, where we exhaustively go through our favorite theme park attractions and rank run them through a rubric to determine if they're world class. It's a very fun show. That's actually coming out tomorrow. The first episode of that is coming out tomorrow. It has a lovely set as well. So please go watch that on the YouTube channel if you're on YouTube, and subscribe to it if you're listening. And it helps out tremendously.
For that episode, what ride are you covering?
The first episode, we are covering Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disneyland and Disney World.
Do you talk about the little bird?
Oh, we talk about Chubby. Chubby, our favorite little guy.
Chubby.
We got a bunch of fun guests on that show, too.
Do you do any bits on it? Chubby?
No, we didn't, though. Oh, man. Shane's
Full
actually
circle
on
talk.
one episode, and then we have a bunch of other fun guests coming on that you might recognize if you're into theme parks on YouTube.
If you're a sicko.
If you're a sicko like me. If you thought me talking about Halloween was a lot, just wait till you hear me talk about theme parks.
Boy.
And that should do it for us. Thank you guys for listening or watching this first episode of Pod Watcher. And make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube podcast
We're
channel.
putting this on the podcast
Also,
channel. It's exciting.
those Apple, Spotify. When you subscribe to those, it really does help us.
It helps us keep making this pod. So if you enjoyed this, please do so. Subscribe wherever you're watching or listening.
All right, we'll come up with a better sign off for the next few episodes. I don't know, but
I don't think we need to.
okay, never mind. Bye.